Want to get your keyboard warrior hands on a copy of Rogue Trader on release day? Then stick around to find out exactly how you can get your name into the Gaming Analytics giveaway. Good day my fellow nerds, and welcome back to another Archetype Ability video. Today we are checking out the Arch-Militant Archetype. And before we get going, as always, thank you very much to Alcat Games for the feature complete build of the game, coming your way to the PC, PS4 and 5 and the Xboxes on the 7th of December. Now, let's get nerdy. In Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader, Arch-Militants are the masters of all weaponry, equally deadly in melee and at a distance using projectile and energy armaments, but most of all when attacking with a mixture of both. The Arch-Militant Archetype becomes available at level 16 and can only be chosen if your level 15 character spec'd into either the warrior or a marksman at character creation, and depending which class you chose will affect your Arch-Militant's offensive playstyle. The warrior Arch-Militant may take an attack as it is charging into the front line, softening a target or targets before arriving to land the killing blow, whereas a marksman Arch-Militant is likely to deal most of its damage at range, and as enemies close the distance, engage in close quarter combat before creating distance to once again rain down the Emperor's wrath with bolt, energy and elemental weaponry. From the onset, when you choose the Arch-Militant as your archetype at level 16, you gain its Keystone Feature, in Right Tool for the Job, a passive ability that lets you accrue stacks of Right Tool for the Job that you will then use as currency to fuel all of the rest of the Arch-Militant Archetype abilities. These stacks of Right Tool for the Job are earned by mixing up both ranged and close quarter attacks during a combat encounter. And for each and every stack, your Arch-Militant gains +5 to its weapons and ballistic skill. Further, at any time you have 4 stacks or more, your Arch-Militant will also do extra damage equal to its weapon skill or ballistic skill divided by 2, whichever is highest. During the 20 levels that you will spend in the Arch-Militant Archetype, you will gain access to 3 different archetype abilities, and you will be able to choose from one of the 6 available options at levels 17, 22 and 30. These are Devastating Attack, Reckless Attack, Wildfire, Cautious Approach, Confident Approach and Kick. First up is Devastating Attack, which either knocks your enemy prone for 1 turn, inflicts the bleeding and slowed conditions on a target, or blinds a target until the end of your next turn if they fail a toughness resistance test after you hit it with a successful attack. The conditions affecting an enemy after a successful hit really does depend on the weapon you are wielding at the time of activation, being either impact, rending or energy damage. And your Arch-Militant can also in the later game impose multiple of these effects if they have a power sword or power axe or other weaponry that have multiple damage type associated with them. The toughness resistance test that needs passing by your target in order to negate these effects is also performed at a penalty equal to your ballistic or weapon skill times 2. Next up is the much simpler Arch-Militant ability, Reckless Rush, giving you a number of movement points equal to 3 plus your agility bonus. In addition to this, your Arch-Militant also doubles the amount of stacks of Right Tool for the Job that it has at the time of activating Reckless Rush. However, these also disappear at the end of your Arch-Militant's turn. The third ability we're going to be talking about is Wildfire, which with 2 stacks of Right Tool for the Job or more is in effect a free attack that you can make that also does not count against your attack limit for that turn. With this attack, you also gain 1 stack of Right Tool for the Job, no matter if your previous attack was in close quarters or at range. Next up is Cautious Approach, which lets you trade the normal benefits you get from a Right Tool for the Job and instead lets your Arch-Militant gain +5 to their dodge and parry for each and every stack of Right Tool for the Job that they have at the time of activation. Now, if you also have more than 4 stacks at the time of activation, Cautious Approach also removes all slowed, blinded, bleeding, burning and toxin effects, as well as making you immune to all of those and the stun and prone condition for as long as the ability is active. If running and gunning is a little bit more your speed, then the next ability, Confident Approach, is definitely your thing. Again, instead of the bonuses normally associated with right tool for the job, your Arch-Militant will gain 5% dodge and parry reduction, as well as ignores 5% of enemy cover for each and every stack of right tool for the job. And in the case that you have more than 4 stacks, all of the attacks made by your Arch-Militant also deals maximum damage for the duration that Confident Approach is active. The last Archetype ability sees your Arch-Militant apply its boot to an enemy's face with Kick. In order to kick an enemy, you obviously need to be within melee range. And instead of dealing your weapon's normal damage, it deals damage equal to your toughness plus your strength bonuses, and this attack also does not count against your attack limit for that turn. The real benefit of activating this ability is that this kick ability cannot be parried, and it will push your target 2 cells backwards. Great when multiple of your allies are within the threatened zone of a single target. Before we move on, a quick reminder: if you would like to be in the running to win a copy of Rogue Trader, all you need to do is like this video and let me know in the comments down below which one of the Arch-Militant Archetype features interests you the most, or which one of the tier 1 archetypes you think synergizes best with the Arch-Militant abilities. You will be able to gain multiple entries into the draw, but only one per person per video. So make sure you check out all of the rest of the tier 2 archetype videos to maximize your chances. I'll be giving away 3 copies of the game, and the winners will be announced on the 6th of this month. May the odds be forever in your favor, and let's get back to the video. At character level 19 or Arch-Militant level 4, you gain access to its ultimate ability. In its Heroic Act, Steady Superiority, or its Desperate Measure, Heroic Sacrifice. When activating the Steady Superiority Heroic Act, you will gain 1 additional attack action on each and every one of your turns after activating this Heroic Act. And your first action after activation on each and every one of those turns is also free, meaning that it does not cost you any action points to activate. Heroic Sacrifice, on the other hand, has exactly the same benefits as Steady Superiority. However, you also suffer a -30 penalty to your toughness and lose 10% of your maximum wounds for each and every turn due to the bleeding status effect being applied after activation. At character levels 27 and 35, or Arch-Militant levels 12 and 20, you will be able to upgrade your Arch-Militant's ultimate ability, and there are 4 options to choose from. The first lets your Arch-Militant restore 20% of its maximum wounds if in the case you drop to 0 wounds at the time that Steady Superiority or Heroic Sacrifice is active. This does need to be the first time this happens within the combat encounter though. The second upgrade option adds 2% to your critical chance for each and every attack attempted during that combat. If you choose the third upgrade option, your Arch-Militant won't be losing all of its movement points after making an attack. Furthermore, each attack made by your character also gives you a +5 bonus to your dodge for that round. The fourth and final of the upgrade options available to the Arch-Militant removes the limitation of only being able to use either the warrior or marksman's ultimate ability in the same combat encounter that you can activate your Arch-Militant's ultimate ability, which, if your party is accruing a lot of momentum points, can be devastating during battle. And thank you so much for watching. Please leave me a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay nerdy.